Why did my wedding DJ cancel 4 hours before my wedding, please? As in on the day.
That's me as well. Here we go with this thing again. Okay, let me be serious. All right, cool. Hey guys, and welcome back to the Bride's Room. It's authentic Aisha. I am back with another one. And today we have our very, very, very beautiful guest. Tiffany. Welcome, Tiffany. Hey.
How are you?
Give you a little round of applause. You know, that's my thing. How you feeling?
I'm all right, you know. How are you?
I'm good.
You look good.
I'm good. Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
too. Loving the makeup. Loving the hair.
Thank you. I tried.
So, guys, if you don't know, Tiffany is a 2024 bride. Mm-hmm. So you're getting married
next month. Yes.
Which
my
is
white
exciting.
wedding. Yeah.
But what brings you to the bride? Actually, before we even jump into that, congratulations.
Thank you.
You had your trad.
Yes.
How was that?
Oh my gosh, my trad was dramatic.
Okay. Hold on.
Before we even get to that, I mean, in general, it was dramatic, babes.
Okay, cool. But before we get into trad, before we get into wedding plan, how's your week been? How you been feeling? Talk to me.
My week's been fine. I've been tired though. Like the whole wedding process is draining, to be honest. And I think the closer I'm getting to the end, I'm like, I'm over it. Like
I can imagine.
Over the to-do list.
I can imagine. How long is your to-do list now?
Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm trying to fob some like stuff off to my bridesmaids.
Yeah, as you should.
Like,
as you should.
I can't do all of this.
As you should. I'm matron of honor. And funnily enough, my best friend is getting married next month as well.
Wow.
So she's currently in that phase where like she's
so
just
you understand. You get it.
She's dashing it all at us now at the moment. So I completely understand. So use and abuse us, you know?
I mean, I didn't know that was the process, if I'm honest with you.
Really?
I just thought like bridesmaids roles were like for the day. But I'm learning now, babes. I need you guys' help like before, way before.
Yeah.
So no,
it's good. And it's good that you even have like people that you can depend on and even like think about in the first place. So like, you know, lucky you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, cool. So you, like you said earlier on, you had your trad last year. You're having your white wedding this year. So obviously we can't really talk about the white wedding just yet. But I'm wishing you all the best with that. And I hope it's going to be the most amazing, beautiful experience a bride should ever have. And everything that you dreamed for you and your husband to be. Okay, cool. So trad. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how did we get here?
We got here because I made a TikTok video. A TikTok video talking about my DJ. But I mean, as you're talking about trad, like everything went wrong in my trad. So it was like I was going through the process, explaining all the things that went wrong in my trad. And the DJ one happened to
blow up the most. Wow,
So here we are.
And then everyone was like, Bride's Room.
Literally.
Like, oh, hello guys.
There you go. So this is how we got here.
Yeah. We made it happen.
Honestly.
Cool. So obviously the whole episode, your trad was crazy, as you said, right? What was your vision for it first? Because I think it's good to know, like, what did you have in mind? How did you think your trad was going to go?
Oh my God.
And then what was the reality of that?
Okay. So with my trad, I thought that it was going to be small, if I'm honest with you.
Okay.
But
and when you say small,
when I say small, I meant like gazebo in a garden. I meant like 50 people. I thought it was going to be small.
Okay, cool.
But to be fair, my partner's family is huge. He's got 6 siblings, like including him. So it's a lot of people, and he's Congolese.
Oh wow! I was about to say for the listeners, what countries are you guys from?
So I'm Jamaican, Zimbabwean, Nigerian, and South African, and then my partner is from Congo and Angola. So he's got lots of siblings, lots of aunties, lots of uncles.
Okay.
So yeah, we went from my vision of gazebo in the garden to, no, we need a venue. We're like struggling to keep it to 300 people. Like we went to something big. So immediately it was like, okay, like if we're going to do it big, let's do it proper. Especially because our wedding is destination wedding as well.
Yeah. Okay.
He was like, okay, let's give the people in London an opportunity to see it for kind of what it would be.
Yeah.
That was that. And I was, if I'm honest, I was really on it. Like with my traditional, I was organizing everything. Like I was done probably by August, and my traditional was in November, like in terms of booking vendors and things like that. Yeah. But boy, I don't know what happened. It felt like 2 weeks prior to the traditional, everything was like going wrong.
Really?
Yeah.
But how long did you have to plan from like when you got engaged to?
I started in May and I had the wedding in November.
When you say you started
planning,
yeah. Okay.
But because I thought it was going to be small, I was like,
light work,
time,
right?
Yeah. And I had a lot of family and friends like helping with things anyway, so it wasn't like too chaotic. I think as the numbers progressively got like more and more, it was like, oh, okay, we need to be outsourcing. And you know, with weddings, like one thing about my family and friends, they are hands-on, but I kind of said, let me outsource everybody so that nobody is doing anything. Like, let us all sit down, take
and
pictures.
Just be like, you know,
oh my God,
live in a very soft life. But I love it when brides say that, you know, it's like, oh, you know, I just want everything to just, but I feel like the more hands,
it's a very naive dream for a bride, but
I mean, it can happen.
It can,
but, you know.
But I think the cost really for that to happen, it really you have to spend. Which is why I thought that, like everything's going to be fine.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks before, it just felt like everything was crashing.
Okay. So where did you feel like, okay, things are crashing?
The start was probably my dress. So to be fair, I used the Auntie Taylor.
Okay. It's good to give context.
That's a disclaimer, that's the way I used the Auntie Taylor.
Let's start with that.
And to be fair, she's done all my dresses before. Like my 21st birthday dress was like bedazzled and sparkled, and she killed it. And she does my friends as well anyway. Yeah. But for mine, I just don't know what it is. You know, when they start making decisions on your dress without consulting anybody. I think
you're getting like a bit excited or creative.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy? The sketch, she drew it and it didn't match.
It wasn't given.
So how did we go far from the sketch to the actual outfit? That was the first part.
I've heard so many tailors do this. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because you're the bride and they want to like promote their work, and like maybe they think, oh my God, it's gonna like look so amazing, and everyone's gonna ask me like, who made your dress? And then
nobody's gonna ask you if I'm not wearing it. Do you know what I mean? No one's gonna ask anything.
Yeah, fair enough.
So that was the first part, and like it was just a constant back and forth. And do you know what's crazy? Like I gave her the material like months before, and then I was messaging between the time, like, can you send me stuff? Yeah, it's fine, don't worry. And then the week before, it's like, come pick up your dress. And I'm like,
what do you mean, come pick my dress?
I haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
And then when I saw it, it was just, I literally just
wait, the
crying.
week before?
Yeah, I know.
You know, it's so, I don't want to say it's so funny, but the amount of times as well I've heard when people like look at their dress and then they just start crying. Mm-hmm. What is it? Explain to me that emotion, because I personally, obviously, I didn't have that. I was a COVID bride, so I was just happy to have a dress, so long as I can get married. So I think like when you have a certain dream and it doesn't come to fruition, How does that feeling feel?
I think I just felt a bit like deflated, to be honest. You know, when you're just like exhausted and you have nothing else to say, because it's like, why have we been doing all this back and forth? Why have I been chasing you? And the thing is as well, what smacked it with that is, so my mum is paralyzed and she was coming to the wedding.
Oh, wow.
So I asked the tailor to also make
A nice
my mum a
matching
dress. Yeah, and she is in a wheelchair. Like, I have to put her in a wheelchair. So I asked her to make like a floor gown so it can cover her in the wheelchair. And she made her dress to like her knees.
Ugh. And why? What was the excuse? What, the material finished or something?
No, it wasn't even material finish. It's just like, no, because again, auntie, but it was like my mum's friend. So she was like, oh no, I want my friend to be in like
but that's not what I asked you.
Do you know what I mean? And it's like, babes,
like,
you don't even understand the situation for you to be making decisions. So
and even if you do, it's my choice.
So that was that. And by that point, I think I was just tired. Like, what is actually going on between the venue and vendors? I was just tired. So all I could do was cry, because if not cry, fight. And what else?
I know, right? And we don't want to do
what
that.
What else do we do?
It's meant to be the happiest time of your
exactly.
life,
So
oh no, okay, cool. So that's not very nice to hear. So you saw your dress. Okay, cool. And then
I think it was just venue stuff again.
Okay.
My venue was horrible. Like, in terms of like management, horrible.
Where'd you get married?
Coliseum Suite in Ilford.
I think kind of, is it like, has it got upstairs and downstairs?
Yeah, well, it's got upstairs.
But
like, you have to come from
down.
downstairs to go up. Just upstairs. Everything's upstairs.
Oh, I think I know it. What did you say it is?
Coliseum, Ilford.
Ilford. Is
Yeah.
it opposite Enish?
Good question.
Anyway, I think I know it. I think I've been there before, yeah.
No, but there, like, the venue itself is stunning.
Yeah.
But then just getting them to do things for you is problematic. Like, everything is a hassle. So it was, again, this was another TikTok video I did, but
Did it blow up?
I think so. I would say so.
Yeah.
But obviously there was no backlash from that, because they didn't give a
it's
Scooby.
no,
Exactly.
They still get into the bag.
Exactly. So that was that. They just charge for everything. So like asking about like, okay, what time can we come in to bring things, or like, and they would be like, oh yeah, it costs extra money.
Oh,
so like, can we rehearse in the venue? Yeah, that's extra money.
Why would it cost you extra to rehearse?
I don't understand.
But like, when they say extra, is it like extra, like per hour, like a cheeky like £100?
I didn't even ask, because I was just thinking anything you tell me is
because you're
extra.
a bride.
Exactly.
It's 'cause you're a bride.
So, but that's the thing. If I've got the venue for the day and I'm asking to bring in stuff like earlier in the day, or maybe a day before, if you don't have a booking, then what's the problem?
It's just greed. It's just. Okay, let me try and think. Let me try and be fair. So how I see it is that, fair enough, they allow you to bring in your stuff, to like your food and your drinks and all that kind of thing. However, I do think a day is not necessarily a full like morning till evening. It's just the 8 hours. That's what like these businesses consider a day, which is actually quite shocking. Yeah, because I feel like when I was going through, I'm just like reflecting on when I went through my process as a bride, I also was like, what's the problem? Like, it's a day is a day. Like, honestly, I'm not disturbing you kind of thing. But for them, it's kind of like, oh no, we only do 8 hours, you know? Yeah. And I guess, it's not really nice to
hear. But like, just things like that, you have like the venue is upstairs. So for example, they had chairs. I didn't like the chairs, so I outsourced chairs.
Okay.
But to bring the chairs up, they have 4 lifts in that venue.
Oh, wow.
And they were like, you can only use 1, and the rest of the time you need to be bringing them up the stairs. But they're only giving me 1 hour.
What, bringing chairs up? It's because you didn't use their chairs. It's
well,
petty.
Get better chairs. Like,
being petty.
You can't give me a nice venue and blue chairs, but you're giving me flower wall. Like, it's not making sense. So then we outsource chairs, and again, we have like around 300 chairs coming. Yeah. And you're saying 1 lift. A lift can only take about 14, 15. And then you're giving me an hour. How like, the maths doesn't make sense. How do we do that? And then you're calling saying, why are you taking so long? Oh, wow. There's only 15 chairs.
Who did you get to like bring all these? So question.
Yeah.
Question.
Yes.
Did you have a coordinator?
No.
Because I'm thinking this is feeling a bit.
Oh no, I done everything.
I don't want to say chaotic,
yeah,
but
it was chaotic.
It feels very tense.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So this is making sense.
Yeah,
now. And I think this is good context for a bride that. So before you continue your story, a bride listening to you that's about to go down the journey, so let's say 2025 bride, I mean, now everybody's a 2020, whatever bride now, that's the thing, right? Would you advise getting a coordinator?
I don't know.
Me personally, I'm always for coordinators.
Coordinator on the day, but beforehand, I don't know.
But coordinators are different from planners.
Yeah.
So coordinator is literally just for the day.
For the
anyway.
day.
Yeah.
But I feel like all my issues arose before the day.
In what sense?
So like, as I'm saying, like bringing stuff in, like my dress situation, like all of these things are things that I guess I still had to deal with anyway.
Yeah.
Day before was when it started, but again, the coordinator is for the day.
But you know what, coordinators, and I think it's so good that we're having this conversation, and I hope you don't mind my transparency as well. But I think coordinators is something that I think a lot of people sleep on, and I think yes, for the day they do their thing, but they kind of need to onboard like beforehand to kind of know okay what's going on. Like, so for example, when I was planning my trad, we all had all these amazing things that we wanted to do. So there'll be we had like our saxophone person, we had this person that we want, we had that person that we want, but then the coordinator will come in and be like, actually that's not really going to make sense. Are you really going to go from downstairs to upstairs, change your hair, get your hair done in 5 minutes, babe? No, you're not. Like you kind of need someone to challenge your thought process leading up to the day.
No, definitely.
But they don't plan the weddings. Obviously you still do like source everything yourself, but I think they're really, really good to have.
Yeah, so I've got one for my white wedding.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, no, got a planner and a coordinator. Please, everybody figure it out. I don't want to hear it on the day. Oh my God. Well, but this is the thing. I just made a video talking about, I mean, with the planner aspect of it, I don't know, because I'm still looking. Again, destination wedding, you would think you would just leave it to your planner to organize. Whereas I'm still looking, inquiring, finding out if I've got the best quote, like all of these things. So it's kind of like, I'm still doing the work.
No, ultimately, I didn't have a plan, so I can't really speak too much on planners, but I think it just probably depends on what type of bride you are. So it sounds to me like you're the type of bride that's just very hands-on anyway. You don't know,
I need to save my money, babe. If I had all the money in the world, I don't mind, but do your thing. There's a budget that we need to stick to.
Fair enough. That makes complete sense. And I think, oh, by the way, what was I saying now? I've lost my train of thought. So you were saying that you say that planners hands-on, so you're hands-on bride basically.
Guess,
and you kind of just at the same time want to save money, but I feel like even if you had a big budget, I feel like you kind of want to know what experience are my guests having. I don't think that comes down to money. I think that's more like you just care.
Yeah, you might have a point.
Yeah, you just care. Like that's a nice like thing. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So fair enough. So, okay, cool. So that was a trad. They made you bring the chairs within one hour. You know, you got up the stairs. Yeah. You managed to get the chairs. Now we're in the hall. Yeah. Walk us through.
Everything was going well.
Okay, cool.
All the vendors were coming in, everything was fine. But the night before, am I allowed to start getting into
go
the
for
DJ
it.
story?
Yo, oh wow, is it like that?
Well, I mean, literally, he was the start of the day. He was the start of the day. Literally, babe, honestly.
No, go for it.
So on the wedding day, all the vendors are coming in, bringing their stuff. Fine, no problems there. Oh, a problem I had before, actually, that I asked the venue for the like length of the aisle and like the typical length of like a dance floor.
Okay, cool.
So I had ordered that was fine. They gave me the wrong length of the aisle.
Okay.
So like my aisle was like passing one table compared to like my dance.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. When I tell you that venue was just giving me a headache.
Anyway.
Exactly. Yeah, I would assume that that's just a normal like measurements you have. But anyway, they gave me the wrong length. So by the time that the like dance floor people came and laid the dance floor in the aisle was like super short, and I was in the room getting my hair done and all of these things. So I came out to like peek. And imagine, you know how when people are like decorating venues and stuff and they're like, the bride shouldn't peek, the bride shouldn't be there.
Oh my God.
Thank God I was there, because when I saw that the aisle was only passing the first table, I was like,
what's going on
here?
Like,
where are the people gone?
So what did you get them to do in the end?
Well, they were gone.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what happened? They just left it like that?
They left it like that. Wow. Yeah. And it's only till
and they
like...
didn't look at it and be like, this looks a bit strange.
Literally.
I wonder why she
honestly, it looks crazy. crazy.
Yeah.
But thank God for my like decor team. The lady that I hired, she literally was like, okay, we're gonna figure this out. I'm gonna make a bunch of calls and see who can come in on the day to like figure it out. But again, I was thinking, oh my gosh, like,
but that's good though. At least you had a good relationship.
Oh my
with
gosh,
your
she was
decorator.
amazing.
So that's really, and I think that's something that we need to highlight more as well. As like, the better the relationship that you have, or the rapport you have with your vendors.
Yeah.
So long as they're good ones.
Exactly. I kind of wish I had done it backwards. Like, I wish I had probably booked like my decor team and then booked other vendors, because you know how vendors work with each other. They'll be like, don't book that venue because of XYZ. Maybe don't work with that person because of XYZ. And then obviously it's your own decision after. But you're allowed to make there was a few
decision.
things where it's like she would have been like, babe, like if you told me before,
I would have told you don't do
exactly,
or get more of.
Exactly. So yeah, she ended up calling in a favor.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, an additional £540 favor
on the day.
But yeah, we sorted out the dance floor and the aisle situation, so that was fine.
Yeah.
But then we moved on to like our next issue of the day.
Talk to me. So the next issue that you had of the day.
Yeah.
I mean, was there anything good about this day? Because I do want us to. You're like, no.
I mean,
okay, cool.
I would have scrapped the whole day if I could, to be honest.
Okay, cool.
I mean, I looked good in people's eyes. Yes, I was smiling. The decor looked great. Yeah, the decor looked great. Other than that, I mean, we had a good time regardless of all the issues.
Yeah.
But like everything went wrong. Even before that, the venue, they had a big industrial kitchen.
Okay.
The food warmers, heaters weren't working.
So how did you warm the food?
My maid of honor had to be calling people to bring microwaves to the venue to heat up food for like 300 people. Like, what is going on? And they're just like, well, what can we do? And it's like, what do you mean?
What did you not?
Yesterday it was working. Earlier in the day it was working.
And now today
it's not working.
And I feel like there's moments like that. Anyway, for me, I'll be like, just my luck.
Honestly,
of course it would be. Of course it would be me. You know?
I actually got it because of the kitchen. I was like, yeah, big. And you know the aunties, they love the big industrial kitchen. Like, so I was like, yeah, amazing, big like
food
freezer.
Sorted. And that's such a big part of weddings as well.
Oh my
like,
gosh,
across all cultures.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine like how you felt like on the day, like
honestly,
hearing that news. But,
oh mate,
yeah.
But yeah, no. So fast forward. So actually, rewind.
Okay.
Thursday, my wedding was on a Friday. On a Thursday, I'm like getting in touch with all my vendors and I get in touch with my DJ.
Yep.
I'm asking him because he's come with equipment. Like my venue didn't have speakers and stuff.
Okay.
So I'm asking him, what time are you coming tomorrow? Like other vendors are coming between this time. What time? He's abroad. He's been abroad the whole week, to be fair. Okay. But that was none of my concern because you just need to be there for Friday.
On the day.
Yeah. And then, to be fair, it was like 7ish here. So I was like, oh, what time are you coming in? He was like, oh, what time is it in the UK? And I'm just like...
What do you mean, what time is it in the UK?
Yeah, like, I'm just like, I mean, like, late, I guess.
Are you asking me, are you not in the UK?
No, he wasn't in the UK. He was in America. But again, I'm thinking maybe he's leaving and I don't know, confusion. But anyway, he was just like, oh, let me come back to you tomorrow. So I'm like, okay, cool.
So when he says, let me come back to you tomorrow, like, what kind of conversation was that? Because that sounds so random. Like, he asked the time, then I'm going to come back to you tomorrow. What do you mean, come back to me with what?
He was just coming back to me, I guess, with the time for when he was coming and bringing the stuff.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, cool. So as I'm saying, in the morning, you know how it's wedding morning, it's rush, it's chaotic, like you're moving around left, right, and center. So then I'm like, looking at my phone thinking, where's the notifications from him? Because at this point it's around 1:00, not heard anything, and the wedding is starting at 6:00. So I'm thinking, okay, there's still time until I got a notification saying, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I've missed my flight.
Okay.
So by this point, I'm thinking,
what do you mean you've missed your flight?
What do you mean you've missed your flight?
What does that mean?
Honestly, and in my delusional mind, I was like, okay, he's missed his flight, but he's still going to get another one and he's going to be on time. Yeah, literally. Yeah. So I'm calling him because again, what's the call? Yeah. But again, he's overseas and he's like, oh, if you call, it's going to charge you. And I'm thinking, I don't mind. Like, let him charge me. I need to know what's going on. And then he just proceeds to be like, yeah, I'm so sorry. Like, I've missed my flight, my connecting flight. Now, again, when you've got your vendors on socials, I can see what you're doing based on what you post.
Okay.
So the night before, if my memory serves me right, he was in the club. From leaving from America, if you didn't leave that night, you was never making it here on time anyway.
So he was just so it appeared he was just outside anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So at this point now, I'm just like, okay, well, what's the solution? Because I need a DJ. And he's just like, oh, I'm going to try and figure something out. So I'm like, okay, cool. But me being the bride that I am, I'm not going to just leave it in your hands, because what if you come back to me and say, I haven't figured something out? So I'm calling around, I'm calling other DJs asking about Friday night. Most DJs aren't free if they're popping on a Friday night. So I'm calling around asking the DJs that were free. I mean, the prices, I mean, it just skyrocketed.
Of course, it's a Friday.
Yeah, Friday,
they
bride, desperate.
It's a wedding last minute,
mate, skyrocketed.
And just out of curiosity, what kind of quotes were you getting?
7, 8, 9.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which on the day is a big expense considering I've already paid out a deposit for a DJ.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that was crazy. So I'm just waiting. And I think the reason why that annoyed me is because I booked him as like one of my first vendors. I started speaking to him, I think in June, booked by July, deposits, everything. I was making playlists because again, lots of cultures to blend.
Yeah, so just giving him an idea. Yeah. So like
had a phone call, everything. I was even
you did a consultation?
Well, not a consultation. I just jumped on the call with him and I was like, please, you know, the aunties, like they need to hear their gospel.
Oh, so you had like good conversations.
Yeah, and there
like
wasn't any issues.
Okay, cool.
He understood the assignment. It seemed everything was fine.
And have you seen him like play at a friend's event, wedding,
no,
birthday?
I had actually never.
Find him?
I found him on Instagram, so I put up like a poll of people like let me know DJs or whatever, and then it was between him and another DJ that I was going through. And when I was looking at his profile, like he's done wireless, he's done like no signal, Afro Nation, all of these things. So you're thinking, okay, like you're 30. So yeah, went ahead with him. Everything was fine, apart from obviously him not showing up on the day. Now we're like waiting to hear back from him. I'm still like hounding him for what's going on, because again, it's not only just him, it's the equipment as well. Like that means that there's no mic for the host. That means that, do you know what I mean? All of these things. So now I think at around 4 something, he messages me with a guy and he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to give you this guy. And I'm like, okay, what about the equipment? He's like, yeah, no, he'll come with equipment. But then when I'm speaking to the guy's like, oh no, I'm not doing equipment. And I'm thinking, like, I literally just put them in one chat because I'm thinking I don't need this.
And what time? Wait, this was on the day of your wedding?
On the day, 4 o'clock.
Hey.
And the wedding starting at 6. Yeah. I was literally sitting there like, we're going to be doing acapella.
I want to actually cry for you.
We're going to be beatboxing.
For me, I really like a good DJ. Like
exactly.
A really, really, like that for me, that's like one of the, like, you know, like how some people are like, oh my God, my dress needs to be like, no, mine is like the music, the vibes. Like that's such an important thing.
DJ sets the tone for whether you're going to have a good party
or not. Yeah, pretty much. That's what everyone's going to be like.
People can take their own food, but DJ.
They'll be like, all right, cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Music, then we're good to go.
Open bar, no DJ. What is going on? So yeah, he's messaging me, this guy, and I've just put us all in the chat. Like, I need clear communication from you all. Like, what is the plan? What is going on? So the guy's like, oh yeah, I'm going to be able to make it. I'm like, you need to be here before 6. As I'm saying, it's like 4 something.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, cool. So he ends up coming at like 5:30.
Okay. Ooh, 30 minutes before.
Yeah, tight with equipment.
So he still has to set up as well.
He's setting up. Sound, he doesn't know what like family you're entering to, like in terms of music. I'm still like, you know, when you're getting ready and you can hear the like, of the sound connection or whatever. I'm thinking, oh Lord, like it's 6 o'clock now. He's come in asking me for the songs. And you know what? To be fair to him, he done good.
Okay, I was about to say, because some DJs can be, you kind of know the skill set.
Yeah.
If they come on the day and they're able to just like adapt straight away, then you know that, okay, cool.
But it was scary before because when he sent the DJ, when I checked his Instagram, he had no posts.
Yeah.
He had no SoundCloud link.
Hey.
So your heart, there's no face.
And even as well, even if he is good, sometimes you just want that person for the talent that they have as well.
Yeah.
So I completely, I am
empathizing
with you and saying that I understand exactly how you feel in that area.
So yeah, he came, he had to learn everything quickly and he done his job. But to be fair, he had to leave for another booking at 11 as well. My wedding was going on till 12. So I had another DJ come in from 11 till 12. Again, I didn't even get sent that one. That one, he just turned up and I looked around and he was on the decks instead of
okay, but at least they didn't have to swap like the mic and the speakers or anything.
Well,
like
that's
that.
the thing. I was hearing like connection issues during, but you know when you're in the party already, all the else has been taken.
Like, no, I can't kill myself.
I can deal with a little screech one now and then. Like, out of all the things that have gone wrong, please, at least there's music.
That's wild.
Yeah. So then that happened, but I'm thinking, okay, cool. Wedding is done. He did ask me how was the wedding, like my original DJ. He asked me how was the wedding on the wedding day though. So I was thinking, there's no time for this. Like I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah.
So tomorrow comes, the wedding is done. I'm talking with my husband and I'm like, what's the situation with the DJ? Because we've paid deposit, but we still need to pay a final amount.
Yeah.
And essentially we was just like, he wasn't there. So we can't pay you the full final amount.
A service you didn't provide.
You didn't provide.
Yeah.
And there was issues ultimately. So I messaged him and I'm like, you know, due to all the issues that we had, we're going to deduct 25% from the final amount. When I message him, I don't know why I'm just met with hostility. He's like, oh, I've got friends and family, or I've got friends that were there and they told me everything was fine. And
were those friends the DJs that he's talking about, or he's talking about
like
maybe
people like, I didn't even think of that. Can you imagine? No, because basically when everything was going on, I knew a couple people that knew him. So like my brother-in-law,
and obviously people had referred
exactly
him anyway,
my brother-in-law, my cousin. So as much because there was a phase where he just stopped answering me. So like my maid of honor was like using all these people to like reach out to him to be like, can you answer messages, please? And
this was leading up to your wedding.
Yeah. This was on the wedding day.
That's a red flag.
Yeah, this was on the wedding day though.
On the wedding day.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like leading up to the wedding.
No, because as I said, like he messaged at 1 something saying that he wasn't going to be able to make it. Then he left for a while.
Oh wow.
And then he came back with a DJ. But he came back with the DJ at 4. So between 1 and 4, I'm thinking, is he on a flight? Where has he gone? He's not answering. So other people that knew him were like messaging.
You had to like pull some strings. Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
So then after, as I'm saying, like he was like, no, I had friends that were there. They told me everything was fine. And I'm thinking, even if they told you everything was fine, I booked you. Like, I'm telling you that things weren't fine. You know, when people have caught a wave already, they're not listening to the screech that I can hear. Like, they're not thinking about all the stress beforehand. Like, there was certain things like second entrance, the songs, like, was even like having issues.
Before you even like came to him and said, hey, I'm going to deduct this money from you and your husband said that, was there any like empathy or like even like, did he appear to like, did you feel bad? Did you get the vibe that like he felt bad that he had missed his flight? You know, sometimes somebody might do something annoying like leading up or on the day of the wedding, and it's like, you know what, fair enough, you messed up, but I can see you're at least trying.
I mean, he apologized and got the DJ, so it wasn't like bad blood. Do you know what I mean? In my head, it was just like,
but it's a wedding booking.
Yeah, exactly. The frustrations are there. Yeah. So, and again, you're not picking up the phone call. Yeah. So, like, it's annoying. We're texting, like, sorting things out. So he was apologetic. I'll give him that. And he did find the DJs to DJ for the night. So that was fine. But I thought it was fair because there's people that if the money's still in their account, it's not leaving.
Yeah. Oh, but I'm one of those people. Do you know
what I mean?
I'm like, definitely one of those people.
The fact that I'm even saying that, nah, we're going to send you the rest of the money.
That's really kind because at the end of the day, it was a massive inconvenience to me. You didn't provide the service that I like, that we had agreed to. Secondly, as well, did you even sign a contract? That's a lot of things.
No, we didn't sign a contract.
Contracts with these DJs.
Yeah.
So it's not like it was in his terms and conditions where it was like, okay, if I don't turn up, then I'll give you an alternative or whatever. But even then, I still wouldn't want that because I booked you for my wedding day.
That's the crazy thing.
I'm paying a premium on top of everything because it's my wedding day, so I expect a certain level of service. But
exactly, I think that's the crazy thing as well. Like when it came to his terms and conditions, they were so like this, and now you've messed up, and I'm telling you we're deducting 25%, and you're telling me it don't work.
I don't like it, but
But what if I mess up? I'm gonna pay the maximum fine.
The game is the game. And your wedding day is done now.
There you go.
Move on to the next client.
Exactly.
Alternatives. Obviously, you know, you were met with hostility. Fair enough. It'll be interesting to see what people's views are on how they would necessarily handle the situation. So it'll be good if you're watching this on YouTube or even on Spotify. Comment down below. Let us know, how would you handle this situation?
Yeah, because on TikTok I got blasted.
Is it
blasted in the sense of,
like people
like, why did you pay him?
Yeah, that's that. You know, when I watched the video, I'll be so real. I thought the same thing. I was like, you are good. You are really good. Because it's not like it was like one like good like replacement. It was, it's a massive inconvenience.
But the intention for paying him was that the other DJs could get paid, because again, that's another reason why I got blasted.
Lovely. I don't. That's your L to take. I'm gonna take an L. Yeah.
No, it's true. Because honestly, people were like, why didn't you just pay the other DJs? And I was like, the deposit money, it wasn't going to be enough to cover 2 DJs and sound that they've probably hired out. Like, it's a lot. So I was hoping that if I gave him that money, I mean, I don't know how much the both of them cost, but hopefully that would cover them. So yeah, that was that situation. And then, I don't know, like, we just started going back and forth. And then he said, oh, you didn't even tell me it was a wedding. I found out on the day.
Oh, really?
But
so what? So, what?
Yeah.
Wait, he's saying that was he trying to gaslight you, or was he being like dead serious?
You could never gaslight me because sorry, I've sent you money.
This is like a legit question. Was he being serious with that question?
I mean,
or did you?
It wasn't a question; it was a statement.
Like, okay, sorry. Did you not tell him that it was your wedding?
No, I told him.
And obviously, if your maid of honor is having to reach out, then
I sent him money for my deposit with the reference being traditional wedding. I sent him my wedding playlist for him to mix. I had a call with him telling him, you know, the aunties, please, my wedding, Like, he knew. Even when I inquired, what am I going to say? Like, a party? Because he would have turned up on the day. I said, can you DJ for my traditional wedding?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So that was
exactly.
a big mess up
exactly.
Then.
So when he said that, now I'm thinking, nah, this is actually getting crazy. So I screenshotted the 3 things that I've just referenced to you.
Yeah.
And I said, I defo told you.
Yeah.
And then he was like, your screenshots don't prove anything.
But that's neither here or there though.
Yeah. And he's just like, calling me a liar is crazy. And I'm thinking, no one called you a liar, but I mean,
I'm just challenging and I'm allowed to challenge.
Yeah.
I think this is why I'm always just going to push for the wedding industry to be regulated, because I feel like until it gets to that, then there's always going to be these little hiccups here and there. Do you know what I mean? Like, he clearly has a way that he perceives life. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term.
Yeah.
And you obviously have every right as well as the bride, and how important this day is to you. Like, I mean, you are so gracious for paying that amount of money, you and your husband.
Like,
you know, such a lovely people. But yeah, no, okay, cool. So because we're kind of running out of time, I want to kind of move on to like some positives as well, because there'll be a bride that's listening to this, or even if it's not a bride, just someone that wants to get married one day, and they want to know, okay, cool. So far in your process, what have been like really good things? Like, what things that have you really loved? What things did you think would be your reality, and actually, like, it was and actually have been your reality? So what's been the good bits about being a bride?
I have to sit and think, child. Marrying my partner. That's been the highlight of this whole situation. I mean, it's definitely been nice to like see our families come together and merge. That's been nice. I feel like there's another level of like bonding going on between my family, my friends, his family, his friends, and just the way that people will rally to support you when it's weddings. Like, people will really go above and beyond. Even people that you're thinking like, wow, you really care about me like that.
Like me, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Not saying that I wouldn't do it in return, but it's just like, wow, like, I didn't know he was there.
Apparently.
There you go. So things like that have been nice. Let me think.
So let me put my thinking cap on.
Yeah, like, it's just a nice day in total. Like, it's just a nice day to see people showing you love, giving love back. Like, and I like to do things with people, like experiences and things like that. So like, to do my wedding with people that I love, it's been nice. Yeah,
I love that for you. Gen Z.
Yeah. I'm not even Gen Z, but honestly, I love that one.
Oh, that's so lovely.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm happy that like you're having at least some parts, obviously, as we all know now, well, I would hope by now, you know, it's not the most easiest like process, and obviously like going through what you have gone through with your DJ and like the venue and that kind of thing. At least it's allowed you as well to learn for your white wedding. So it'll be really interesting to see your views on like how the white wedding turns out. And I'm sure it's going to be so like beautiful and fantastic in comparison to like before as well. But yeah, no, thank you for sharing your experience as well, like with me, but also as well just with others as well. Like I see like the TikToks, and I think it's really, really lovely, because I think there's this trend of like brides like pretending like everything's just so beautiful. Oh, I'm getting married. And I really hate that narrative. It's like, can you just be so for real right now? Like,
because I wouldn't have been sold the dream then. Like I would have known for what it is.
Like we were all sold dreams. Like, they were like when we now got into like this process, kind of like, oh wait, actually this is actually very mad.
Am I crazy for feeling sad all the time? There you go.
But there's so many positives, like you said, you're marrying your partner. You know, your families are merging. It sounds like there's peace, there's unity, there's so many more amazing things happening for you. So I really love that for you.
Thank you.
I love that for you too.
Me too, girl.
But yeah, no, I want to say thank you so much for coming to the Bride's Room. I don't know if there's anything else that you want to add as well, like a word of advice to a 2025 bride that's going into the process now, or a baby girl that's listening and she's like, one day I'm gonna find my man.
Mate. Okay, what would I say to you? I would say have your expectations, but also just let what's going to be.
Pause.
Gone.
Say this to Tiff before she found her husband.
Yeah. Oh. Do you know, I would say the same thing, because I think that's the problem. Like, because you maybe have this vision, or when you get to planning, you're just like going crazy with planning. Pinterest is your best friend. And you see everything.
Yeah.
But then sometimes on the day, it doesn't happen the way you envision. Yeah. And if you've not got room for anything else, everything else just seems like an L.
Yeah.
Like, even as I'm thinking back, it's like, it was hard to accept the good stuff, because I was just like, well, this is not how I wanted it, and that's not how I wanted it. So the day is an L and it's not.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's definitely a mindset shift. Like, it's okay. You're going to have an amazing day regardless. Aww. You're going to look back at the pictures and just be like, you know what? Everybody looks happy here. Yeah. Well,
no, thank you so much for sharing. And I hope someone takes away from this, you know, the good and the bad and the ugly and whatever. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have an amazing time, guys. Thank you once again for tuning into the Bride's Room. I don't know if I've been a bit rusty. I feel really, really nervous. I just want to say, guys, you know, it's been a while, so just bear with me. But
yeah. You're fine.
Thank you, Tiff, for coming to the Bride's Room. You. All the best with the beautiful white wedding as well next month. Can't wait to see the pictures. Yes. And until next time, bye guys. See ya.
Thank you.